Good evening again. Bonham here with episode 3 of this Oslo Delta city I'm making. And I'm just continuing on the connections and intersections. And here I'm trying to connect up the railway. Cheating my way through that, as you can see. And it was still quite edgy and not that elegant, really. And finished with that part. I need to remove that house. It's going to be in the middle of my city center. I'm talking about that strange old buildings. You can see them now in the middle of the screen. Yeah, moving a bit around and a bit up and down. And yeah, you know, all those kinds of things. And here I forgot about a connection between those two lines and decided I needed to do something about that. So here I am trying to, and I gave up and cheat my way through that one as well. I just will not cooperate, but then finally it does. Yeah, well, I got fed up of looking at that thing as well. It's just a lot of tedious work, and most of it is just unsatisfactory. Um, but here I managed to get it under, as you can see, and I'm struggling to get a realistic on-ramp and off-ramp from that line. And I probably forgot about a few directions there. Well, anyway, let's move on to the city center, and this one is something I decided to have in the city center building. I'm not sure well, I'm sure I like it, but it has both train tracks, a roundabout, and subground something which isn't round, and I'm not sure it's going to be used that much. It is a roundabout thing in the middle there, but at least it has the things I need, so I'm kind of happy. I'm just connecting it to the three-way roundabout I made earlier. I didn't make it actually, I just plopped it down on the ground there. And here it has to go below ground and not straight through the street. Street would be nice. It's very easy with a cheat on, and you forget about thinking, and you have to get it below ground first, and then you can continue from the below ground installation to the below ground on the other side to connect these highway on-off ramps. It turned out to be quite a useful thing. This, but it's I don't know. It's looking a bit odd with all those different angles and everything. Um, I was wondering if I could make it less square. Perhaps that would be useful, because there's roads inside this thing as well, and I was thinking about using those roads for something more than just well, of taking up a corner thing, because that's basically what it's doing. It's just making sure something is happening in the corner there, and it doesn't look good to me. And then train tracks needs to be connected, and I turn off the cheat and goes. It doesn't work. That's very often the case. As you see, the below ground has no roundabout, and I'm trying to figure out how to build my intersection because it's in the center. I want it to be two big boulevard roads, one going in each direction. And I was wondering how I can make that look nice. As you can see, it would be on the right side of the intersection I just put in. I need a roundabout to go on the right side of that intersection because I wanted a roundabout to be in the center. I want it to be something I can decorate in the middle. I'm not sure I managed to do that, but I found a roundabout to put in there where the on-off ramp is. And I actually just connected the on-off ramp below ground, as you can see on the right side of the between the one I was working on earlier and the one I was working on before that, on the top there. Here you can see I'm putting the roundabout in, trying to line it up with the two roads going on the other side. But of course, this one only has two. It has a two-way road in the middle. It's quite a kind of busy two-way road, I guess, but it's still just a two-way road. And it has a subterranean roundabout which I can connect to. So that's what I'm doing, making a connection to the roundabout in the middle. That is always going to be useful, like that. Because then I can try and channel the heavy traffic to the subterranean, subground roads and not having them driving on the main roads above. And this is probably something I haven't done a lot of in the industrial area, actually. Perhaps I could try and do that there as well, if that would work better. Perhaps, I don't know. Because the on-off ramp I later built in the industrial area turned out to be rather, well, it was a bottleneck, basically. It wasn't working that great. Then I find something I can use on the right side, perhaps. After using it, I'm not sure it's useful at all, but that's part of it, I guess. This strange little thing here. I'm not sure. Is it any useful at all? I don't know. I had to cheat my way to get it down there. It might not be flat in that area, but I mean, if it's not flat, I will probably realize that quite soon. So I just smush it down there, and on the left side, I'm now putting down a thing I'm not too happy about either. I'm very good at doing that, actually. I think that thing in the middle there, big square one, probably has to go. I'm not entirely sure how to make that work, but it shouldn't be impossible. It's just deleting some of the above ground structures, and shouldn't be too difficult. But the one on the left side there as well, you can see it's well, I should probably try and find something I can fit a train line between, because I have the train line in the middle for all the other structures on the right side, so it's well, practical to have the same on this side. And I'm wondering a bit on the structure on the left side there. Why does it have the below ground thing there, structures there? Because it's not really working with the above ground structure. It's just two separate things. And I'm wondering what all those grey things in the middle is doing there. I would rather have some decorative trees and things like that. Here you can see I have, it shouldn't be too difficult to just straighten those lines out and but I want it to be something that fits together with the thing above ground, because at the moment it's just very separate. And then for the right roundabout there, I'm actually quite happy about that one, because I wanted something to I can decorate in the middle. That would be nice. But I'm also need to build the above ground structures for the boulevard or whatever. And I was just wondering if I should, in my roundabout there, perhaps do it in a different way. I don't know, because if I fit in more roads there on the in the bigger roundabout, um, perhaps I could do that. But I'm also wondering a bit about what those things in the narrow things are. If it's for pedestrians, then I'm not entirely sure I found it very useful. But the cross in the middle could be a bus, perhaps. If I can have bus lines there going there, so I can have put stops in there for the bus lines and subways, perhaps, and things like that. Possibly. But then I probably don't want pedestrians to go there on the inside of the roundabout. I would rather have them on the outside, because then people don't need to. Well, it seems don't need to cross that road to get to the connections on the inside. And here I'm trying to figure out where to put my roads, because I want to go. I want two highways, and I have picked one with roads in both directions now. But I think I change that later on to have two roads in different directions. And this turns out, looks like it's a very difficult decision to make. Yeah, the little cheetah mod I have down there is for picking streetlights and what kind of trees I want. And I can actually select trees on left and right side. And I select a large oak for this one. But I'm actually using the one with the road in both directions. I hope I do change that later on. Otherwise I could just yeah. Yeah, it's not straight, and that's what I'm struggling with. Yeah, let's just speed up this thing. That's another thing I probably need to change. I'm not too happy about that either. And it's very little space in the middle there for anything really. It's just way too narrow. I could possibly put one of those avenue roads down without zoning, and but then I need to have zoning. But I can probably put up a new road with zoning on the other side, perhaps. I don't know. I need to think about this. Yeah, and here is this strange intersection I was putting down earlier. It's a bit of an odd thing, but I don't know. It might be working, but it's not really. I don't think it's big enough for anything of what I'm planning, hoping for. And here is something I picked up while looking for something else, and that is where I changed those roads, avenue roads there, because that one has two avenue roads going in each direction, but it has train tracks in the middle and space for pedestrians. And then on the right side here I found something that could be useful, perhaps. At least it can take care of my rather messy train tracks. I wasn't too happy about those either, so this has train tracks in the middle, and then I can have It only has minor roads though, so I don't know. Perhaps the capacity is too low. I have to see what I can do with that thing later on. I'm trying to fit a spline thing to keep my hand straight. And yeah, I'm connecting up the... I wonder if that spline is too tight. Anyways, you see the road is actually quite small, and then I connect up the train tracks there, and I think actually the tracks in the middle there is supposed to be tram tracks, and I was just wondering if I can use tram tracks and train tracks and make them fit together now. I don't know if that's possible. Perhaps some changes to the game or something. I have to check that out for later. And here I fit this in here, and then I need to connect it to all my other train lines. Because I was wondering if I could then place train tracks and have them as tram tracks, because it could have some advantages perhaps. I saw some train stations that could be tram stations on Steam Workshop, and it could be an interesting angle perhaps. Yeah, here I am connecting up the train tracks again to the city system and to the outside connections. And I still have some little tiny tidbits that need to be fitted. So then I have this big train track station on the other side. The triple bypass. Triple... Yeah, I don't know. Perhaps if it was even quadruple? I don't know. Let's connect it to the city, whatever, center or something. And here I need the train tracks to go around underneath the roads. I'm wondering if this big thing, flower-looking train connection thing there could be quite useful. It should be interesting to see. It works on the troubles I have, and this one is troublesome because it's a double decker, you know, and I'm a bit confused too by all the T's, because I have, of course, double train tracks. So it's the tracks below that's the road tracks below that is making T's, not the one I'm working on very often. Here I stumbled on a new on-off ramp for the highway, but it also has this more local traffic roundabout thing in the end, so I can kind of cover both things, both the on-off ramp for the highway and the local traffic ramp in one go. It fits very nicely there. So then I can just connect local traffic onto those points already made there. So that's kind of useful. I just have to connect this one first and turn it around. This is going to lead down to the industrial area where I already have a good intersection with a double decker. But I also need to have a highway connection to that area on the other side to make sure they use the highway. So this is where I'm planning to have the industrial, and harbors with those cargo harbors with trains on them. And I'm trying to find an intersection I can use. Just intersection with highway I used on the industrial area that turned out to be way too small. It could possibly do some of the jobs, but it has way too little capacity. And I'm removing it again. Yeah, I need some more terraforming to make it look straight. It looked like it possibly wouldn't work, so it was a good thing to delete it. There is I thought this area was kind of flat, but it turned out it wasn't. It was well, I want it to be kind of flat, but I'm having a harbor in that area, so I'm flattening it to, and I'm wondering how high it is compared to the. Is this something I can live with? Yeah, and it's just a bit. And now I turn on the game here. It's going to be a bay. Bay is going to be even smaller. So I need to lift a bit, but then it should work. With these tools I have in this game, I can kind of click, right click on an area I want to copy the height of, and then I just copy with the left finger. I just drag from that area to whatever I want to level. As you can see, it's kind of small roads, and it's way too small for an industrial area. I just wonder if there's anything I can do about that, but it will be later on, I think. I had a train station, the cargo train station, as you can see. And below the road, the wide road there, I have ore deposits I can use. And that is what I'm aiming for here. And here you see my double decker on the right side with train tracks in the middle. I didn't know it was train tracks in the middle, but they are so squashed, you know. It's not all looking useful. It's looking rather squashed. Yeah, let's just connect this intersection to the what should I call it? Yeah, I decided to use the cheat here. I want the ground to follow the road, so I can have a nicer looking transition there. And I need the road to go below there as well, so it's a bit of a puzzle with a double decker and what am I going to use the two roads below for? I don't know yet. I might just end up having too many roads in this area. And then I realized that this double decker has train tracks in the middle, and that is something I found rather fascinating, because you know it's so tiny and so squashed. And I mean, I can't have a train going there. I mean, it's okay to build a train line there, but actually having a train going halfway on top of the highway, that's not my thing. Not at all my thing. So I ended up deleting that part of the train tracks to accommodate, well, make it look more tidy, basically. Let's finish off episode number 3 here, and I should start on episode number 4 quite soon. Hope I see you then. Thank you.